Alright, so how y'all doing, boys? Hope you're doing well now. In today's video, I just cannot get enough of this unit. This is by far one of the greatest releases this game has had in its entirety, and that is of course the brand new Demon Lord Rimuru. Don't worry, we will get back to the Iron Blood Mono showcases, but man, I couldn't go too long without not showcasing this unit. If you guys don't know what this Rimuru does, the first card here inflicts pierce damage equal to 500% of attack on one enemy. The second card inflicts damage equal to 280% of attack on all enemies, infects for 2 turns. The ultimate, which we have 5, 6. I think I ended up getting 2 dupes just out of these single summon tickets, which is absolutely absurd. Inflicts damage equal to 420% of attack on all enemies, gains Abyss effect and takes 50% less damage for 2 turns. The passive at the start of ally's turn increases the hero's basic stats by 8%, removes 1 buff or buffs from all enemies, then increases the hero's basic stats by 8% for each removed buff. If increased to max, increases the hero's pierce rate once by 130% for 3 turns. Still haven't done a build with the draw command, and if you guys don't know, every time you attack an enemy with the draw commandment, they'll get a buff, and then this Rimuru removes the buff and kind of helps to fully max out this passive nice and early. But jumping over to the Holy Relic increases the hero's pierce rate by 80%. So having a look at the equipment here, we are rocking the attack crit set, and jumping over to the cosmetics, they're not fully maxed out, but I've invested just a little bit into them. It is just so expensive to get the SSRs to UR, and then getting them to max once again, it ends up being what, over double the amount, so way too much investment. But this is a team we're using today, probably what is known as the best team at this point in time. Rimuru is probably one of the strongest units, I'd say definitely tied in the top 3, and Blue Tree Seeker Merlin, man. If you just don't deal with that unit properly, you just lose matches, because that passive is so ridiculously powerful, and Kyo is just overall an amazing unit. So let's jump right into it. Here we go, and our first opponent, and I'm not sure if you guys can notice, but the camera may look a little different to some of the previous videos. I, for some reason, opened the camera and all of the settings went just completely whack, and I tried fixing it up and I don't even know what happened, but I hope it looks alright. I'm going to try and work on it just a little bit longer, but yeah, no, I was working on it before the video and this was the best I could get it to look, so fingers crossed within the next day we get this sorted, but we'll just have to wait and see. Of course, starting off with the attack disable, he can also attack disable me if he goes for the rank up on Gotha, but I feel like with these 2 infect cards we'll most likely be able to get rid of that Trader Meliodas. Goes for the rank up, level 2 infect. Okay, but the fact that we still have this PS card and we can use it, there's not much you can do at this point. Let's go. Might actually see if we can kill the Demon Lord Rimuru instead. I'm pretty confident in killing that melee, of course. Man, and actually on the JP side of things, I think at this, if I was to hop on YouTube, yeah, I think Speedy is streaming right now. Just got finished his summons, and man, cannot wait to actually try out that Bloody Elizabeth. Looks really good. I haven't seen anything as of yet when it comes to actual gameplay, but just from the live stream and all the animations and whatnot, definitely promising, that's for sure. And although there are a whole bunch of bad units in the banner, it is still an absolute must summon. The Trader Melly's there. I mean, even if you don't think Goddess is the best unit in the game, Trader Melly's there. He's the only other contender for that. And look, if you use Kyo in your team, your hand will just look like this 24/7. I'm just gonna throw this out first because we know we'll finish everyone off with it, but I mean, looking pretty strong. The CC on most of these units as well is pretty good. The Persecution Zeldris has really good CC. I mean, Rimuru's substats as well. The crit resistance I think it is on Rimuru is actually insane. And I mean, Kyo is hard to get ult level for, and he does have pretty bad substats, but he holds up. Most people, if you have Kyo built, I could imagine you would have, put some materials into him. And I do think this is the first showcase with Demon Lord Rimuru since we've got them 6/6 or 5/6. And I think this is the first showcase I've done with Rimuru since we've actually gotten them 5/6. So what do we want to go for? I mean, keeping up the infect is going to be super important since they do have access to the gift buff. Getting the Murder on Barn, it's kind of hard to deal with. I can imagine as well they'll have the Arthur Holy Relic. Can't see it as of yet, but nice Murder on the PS card there. I mean, the fact that we got the Merlin passive once again, the infect card, it just gets to the point where if you just keep doing that, there's nothing your opponent can do and they just get dwindled down. These, pretty much any True Seeker Merlin team I would actually say is really strong, and if you guys are struggling, maybe you're a newer account or you just haven't played the game as much as maybe some people, you don't waste a whole bunch of money on the game, please use True Seeker Merlin if you're struggling in PvP. She will get you free wins, I promise. She's ridiculously insane. And I do believe she's actually going to be on the 3rd year banner as well, so another chance to pick up more dupes. I think mine's only 2 or 3 6, so with definitely a character I'd like to have maxed out. I haven't procced the Arthur Holy Relic as of yet, and looks like we've actually got the stat increase on Rimmer. Yeah, if he drops that Nameless Dance, we'll just go for the kill on Barn. Nothing he can do. Then again, Terry. I think it was actually in yesterday's video, we got absolutely minced by a 6-6 Terry. And we don't want to have that happening again. 1, 2, and... Why am I scared we're not going to kill? Surely, right? Oh yeah, I mean no crits, but still, that kind of damage is nutty. I mean, the counter could give him a better life still. It actually did a bit more than I expected. Oh no, we're not going to kill. Why is that doing so much damage? Has he got 2 stacks of the counter? I think he might. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Man, Terry. And some people wonder why it's called the Terry team. Man, he is just as good as Barn, that's for sure. Moves the ultimate on the Rimmer. I mean, I know Rimmer wasn't going to survive, but I have a little faith in Merlin surviving. Who knows, it could be a 1-6 Terry. He is a collaboration character after all. That's alright. We can continue to spam our attack disable and kind of win this match. As bad as that sounds. Let's go for... Oh yeah, no. We've got this one in the bag. We'll go... Yeah, the game wants to load. 1, 2, and 3. That gives us the full... And not only does Merlin have the attack disable with the 2 cards used, but if you use the 3rd, she also disables the ability to gain ultimate gauge. Doesn't disable the ultimate, she's not that OP, but she's still up there. And if you guys are planning on summoning on the 3rd year anniversary, let me know how many gems you're going to spend in the comment section down below, because I'm eager to hear how many you guys actually have saved up, because if you've seen how my last video went, I should probably say my last summon video, summoning for the actual mono was god awful. I think I ended up getting 2 SSRs in the entire 600, which is, I mean, that speaks for itself, right? Fingers crossed I'm just getting all the bad luck out of the way when the 3rd year comes around, but we'll have to wait and see, that's for sure. And there's another reason why this unit is ridiculous. I'm kind of glad the Elizabeth doesn't cleanse as part of her passive or anything like that, because I do still enjoy using True Seeker Merlin for free wins, but she's definitely a promising looking unit. I'm really keen to see whether or not she'll be better on a HP defense set, or if it'll be the attack crit set, or even a HP crit because she has that flood card. Let's go 1, 2, and 3. I think we should be able to kill the Rimmer with the 2 AoEs there. Yeah, she does have access to the flood card, and her ultimate, just like the Hijack Gotha and the Purgatory Barn, has that same, it's based off the HP effect. I do believe it's the same multipliers as Barn, but also has the same, if you guys have played with the Red Molescula, her Revive passive, she has that as part of her ultimate. So basically after you do the ultimate, all allies can't die for 2 turns. And here's the broken part, at 3-6 it's a blue buff, so Rimuru can just instantly eat that up. Wow, extra pierce rate for them. But at 4-6 it becomes a grey buff, which means your units are just alive for 2 turns. And if in those 2 turns you get really good card draw, and let's just say you manage to get another ultimate, you're surviving for another 2 turns. Is that not just ridiculously broken? She is a lot more offensive than the Goddess Liz, that's for sure, but I'm keen to see how she's going to work in the meta. And with all this name tag stuff that they're working from, if you guys don't know what I mean, I probably worded that terribly. In the, what's the word I'm looking for? In like the kind of data mines, Regents is the guy who kind of takes care of all this stuff and leaks it. They're thinking of adding systems in. I'm not sure if it's to PvP, they haven't really given us a lot of information, but when using certain characters that kind of match in the story, let's say you use the Harlequin, Fest King, and the Queen Diane, you get like an extra 20% crit rate, stuff like that. And they do have a combo of that for the Bloody Elizabeth and Trader Melee, so that'd just solidify the combo being even more broken. But once again, I haven't seen any PvP. I don't think anyone's actually made videos on her as of yet. I try to keep all of the first impressions to when the unit comes out, but who knows, I might end up watching a video or 2 on this Liz. And what do we have here? Christmas Awakened Lilia. Is that the Christmas Awakened Lilia? I believe it is. That's a unit who, honestly, I haven't used in quite a while now, and definitely going to get rid of their Blue True Seeker Merlin. It's the way to go. Hijack Gotha doesn't have nearly the same effect, I feel, as this Merlin, and it's disappointing because, I mean, that's a festival unit you've got there. Granted, I do think we actually got the release of the Hijack Gotha's Holy Relic with the 3rd year anniversary. I'm trying to think. I believe what the Holy Relic is, whenever you're at max ultimate gauge, increase either Gotha's or the whole team's attack related stats by 20%. I do think it's just the Gotha's, but it's something along those lines. Granted, the translations are a little bit funny, and we'll know for sure when it actually gets released on the global version, but who knows. Also, being able to attack disable the Merlin stops them from using the Flood card, which stops them from attack disabling. We didn't really have to kill them, but hey. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, it's way too easy. And you can replace this here for a multitude of units. You can use the Ladosia or live you like. You could use Halloween Gotha. Kyo is very interchangeable. I still don't want to have the day where Kyo becomes unrunnable. I feel like Escanor's kind of reaching that point. Granted, in PvE, man is absolutely insane, but in PvP, he can't crit, and when he doesn't crit, he just doesn't deal damage, so it's disappointing to see it happen. It's a real big shame they released this Holy Relic so early, but at the same time, it's also kind of kept him viable, giving him all that extra CC. And look at that Infect card just go crazy. Infect is so valuable at this point in the game. I wonder if you infect a team when or before they use the Bloody Elizabeth ultimate, will they get their HP back? Because I believe at 6/6 they go back to 50% HP, or they recover 30% of HP. We'll have to see how that kind of stuff works. Now, final opponent, another Rimuru. I don't feel like we see anywhere near as much Chandler anymore, and to think the struggle I went through to get that unit, I ended up having to go a full second rotation, because when the Festicution of Zeldris actually released, you couldn't get that man as one of the select options, because he isn't a festival character. You straight up just had to get lucky and pull him, so I mean, going to rotations in the Zeldris banner was by no means worth it. I did almost 6/6 him on the first rotation as well. He's probably one of my luckiest banners in the game, obviously excluding the Chandler, but I have him 6/6 at this point, and I think I've pulled extra dupes of him as well that have gone into Super Awakening, so in hindsight, I really wish I didn't summon, but you just can't know that stuff. And here he is, Escanor at the front, the CC man himself, but watch him try and attack into... I've even seen him miss crits on Kyo, which is absolutely embarrassing. And that's for people who use him as a frontline unit. Here we go. And this is why this red go-through is just as OP. That attack disable. Broken, 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 broken. It's going to be real slow chipping back at him. However, the Infect will stop that Escanor from life stealing any. Look at that damage from, what was that, a level 2? Pure insanity. And this Rimuru still has quite a bit to go, nowhere near 15% rolls, and as you guys saw, the cosmetics are still missing a little bit. They're not super far off 15% rolls, but I just don't have a crazy amount of hammers at the moment, and trying to max out the second set of Elizabeth gear to kind of test out which one I want to use more. Look at that. No damage on that Kyo. So embarrassing. I know he's got a whole bunch of ignites up, which gives him the damage reduction. Actually, yeah, no, that'll kill for sure. What am I thinking? Absolutely tear Chandler to shreds. Oh my god. This is bullying. And there we go, that about does it for today's video. Was definitely glad I managed to fix up the face cam settings enough to actually get it to an acceptable point. If you guys are actually... I mean, I can imagine most of you would have more camera knowledge than I do, but if you guys have this camera and would happen to know anyways, I can make it look a whole lot better. By all means, let me know. I also have to fix up a whole lot of OBS settings. I feel like there's still a little bit of ways to go with actual... I know my computer can handle the recording, but I just don't know how to do that stuff. But that just about does it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please hit the like button, subscribe. Really means a lot to me, and I'll see you guys for some more Grand Cross content.